It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
Bo, we've realized something. Staying the course, and by the way, 2020, if you just climbed out from under a rock, kind of a unique year. A lot of crazy stuff going on in 2020. Right. But what you're going to find is, even with all the wild things that have happened in 2020, staying the course is rewarded.
You know, normally when it comes to investing and thinking about how markets work, you have to have kind of a long cycle to see it through to fruition. You have to kind of participate in something for a while and then wait. And then when you come on the other side, you get to say, oh, wow, it worked the way that it was supposed to work out. What's so dynamic about this year, I think, is how quickly we've been able to watch one of the tried and true things that we've said on the Money Guy show for the last 15 years now.
Yeah. This is one of those things, it's created teachable moments, without a doubt. I mean, and when I think about it, and let's go ahead and I want to kind of look at, kind of be your tour guide of what has happened in 2020. And all we need for a case study is to look at the S&P 500.
So what we did is we said, let's map out the S&P starting from the beginning of the year, January 1st of 2020, all the way through the beginning of June, right? Yep. So through the first almost 6 months of the year.
You don't see many years where you have both a bull and a bear market, as well as we start hitting full recovery mode, all within less than 6 months.
Yeah, and so if you don't remember, perhaps you weren't paying a lot of attention, one of the things that was so unique about this bear market that we started this year out with as we moved through the first and second quarter is that from February 19th through March 23rd, the S&P 500, the 500 biggest companies in this country, dropped by 33.9% over a period of just 24 trading days. For some context, if you think about the Great Recession in 2008, the S&P 500 was down 37% across that whole year. So here we were with a loss that rapid over such a short period of time.
So, and go back and watch the archives. Now, look, we don't know. This thing could still be crazy. Sure. Volatility still might be coming our way. But I told everybody, stay the course, hang in there. Volatility is your friend, especially if you're a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old. All of you financial mutants should actually get excited about the downturn because markets typically recover in a V-shaped recovery. So, Bo, what's the rest of the story? Or at least the story to this point.
The story for now is exactly what you said. We saw a V-shaped recovery. So the S&P 500, since March 23rd through June the 8th, has increased 44.5% over a period of just 54 trading days. So you're talking about a period of time less than a typical quarter, less than 90 days, and this market has done a full V, which is really, really remarkable.
And I love, because we asked Daniel, we said, okay, give everybody perspective on this. What were we down from the peak? And then what were we down or up for year to date? And this is what we found. Listen, look at this. From the peak, we're only down 154 points. That's only a few percent.
Yep, a few percentage
and then
points.
From the beginning of the year, 12/31 valuation, we're actually up 2 points.
So you may be thinking about this and be like, man, okay, so it seems like if I didn't do anything at all through this crisis, I'd probably be in an okay position. And that's exactly right. If you're not someone who freaked out and went to cash and tried to change your allocation and got scared and you just stayed the course, it was, in fact, rewarding as we're coming through on the other side of it.
So I want to say this in a different way, too, is that your hands in your pocket, you came out good. You've recovered. However, most of you guys, you're financial mutants, you're watching this. You didn't just put your hands in your pocket. You reached deep in your pocket to figure out if you had extra money for dollar cost averaging. How often do we talk about volatility is your friend because your behavior is consistent that it doesn't matter if the market's going up. It doesn't matter if the market's going down. You are buying systematically because guess what happened? You're actually benefiting from this because as the market was falling off that cliff for those 24 days, you were buying through the process. You at least got one additional monthly purchase probably in your retirement account, but somehow you bought cheaper shares and then you fast forward months later. All those things have made even more money. That's exactly what, It's the beautiful, if you are ever scared of volatility, your best tool is learning how to use dollar cost averaging to help smooth out that concern and that risk.
That's exactly right. And I think it was so funny, because now that we're on the other side of it, it's easy to say, oh, we'll just stay the course. It's hard when you go through it. So this is what we would encourage you to do. And Brian, you told me this back in 2008, 2009. Bottle this up.
Yep.
Remember how you felt in the doldrums. Remember how you felt when the market was down 30%. Remember how you felt. And bottle it up, because you will face it again. We will see these types of things again. And if you know they're coming, you'll be more prepared to, again, stay the course through it.
I think just reflecting. Now, look, we don't know what volatility is coming for the rest of 2020. Sure. But I look at my career, 2008, you know who I'm thinking of. I had one person that I couldn't, they just went 100% to cash. Yep. Still drives me crazy. I couldn't convince them. This time, I did have one person panicked. I was able to do what I call a Band-Aid portfolio. I said, instead of selling it all, let's come up with some alternative that protects you. It's one of those things where you nailed it, Bo. Make sure whatever situation you're experiencing or you experienced during that late March period where things were going crazy, you evaluated how that impacted your financial life. And Bo, we talked about it earlier. If you're one of those people, you stayed the course, but it just tore you up. You lost sleep. Now you get a perfect do-over to make sure your risk, your tolerance, as well as your allocation all match up. So use this planning opportunity to move forward in a more positive way.